On se sent en famille en ce sens que la Russie est une famille aussi pour l'Afrique. C'est une famille parce que nous avons la même histoire.
Is Russia a friend or just another exploiter? The West keeps warning Burkina Faso that Russia might use and exploit Africa, just like the West has done for so long. Maybe they're worried that someone else might do what they've been doing themselves. Russia exploiting Africa is a real concern and needs to be addressed, but strangely, the West is suddenly so worried. Despite these warnings, Russia and Burkina Faso have made some deals that shocked the world. You won't believe what they're planning, even with all the criticism. So, what's going on? Let's find out. In recent years, the world has witnessed an unexpected but strategically significant alliance forming between Russia and Burkina Faso. This cooperation, particularly in agriculture, nuclear technology, and food security, marks a departure from traditional alliances and reflects both nations' evolving geopolitical strategies. The partnership has surprised global observers and signaled a shift in Burkina Faso's international relations, emphasizing its desire to diversify partnerships in the face of growing global challenges. And now, as Traoré gets more support from its people, he distances Burkina Faso more from the West and closer to Russia. The cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso can be traced back to the broader geopolitical shifts that have been occurring globally, especially following the imposition of Western sanctions on Russia due to its actions in Ukraine. These sanctions have pushed Russia to seek new markets, allies, and strategic partners outside of Europe, leading to a renewed focus on Africa. Burkina Faso, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré and the military junta that took power in September 2022, found in Russia a willing partner that could offer not just military support, but also technological and agricultural expertise. For Burkina Faso, a landlocked nation in West Africa, the partnership with Russia offers an opportunity to break free from its historical reliance on former colonial powers like France.
Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu met with his counterpart from Burkina Faso, Kassoum Coulibaly, to discuss military cooperation, with Shoigu hailing the positive dynamics between the two countries. Russian-Burkinabe relations are based solely on the principles of mutual respect and consideration of each other's interest, and in recent years they have acquired positive dynamics. I consider today's meeting to be another step in the development of our friendly relations. Burkina's military rulers have deepened cooperation with Moscow as the country looks to diversify its international allies following a coup last year.
One of the most surprising aspects of the Russia-Burkina Faso partnership is the focus on nuclear technology, particularly its application in agriculture. Nuclear technology, often associated with energy production and military capabilities, is being explored for its potential to revolutionize agriculture in Burkina Faso, a country where agriculture is the backbone of the economy. In 2023, during the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, Burkina Faso signed several memorandums of understanding MOUs with Russia, focusing on the peaceful use of nuclear technology. These agreements are part of a broader strategy to enhance cooperation in various sectors, with a particular emphasis on agriculture. The MOUs outline plans for educational exchanges and public awareness initiatives to inform the Burkinabe population about the benefits of nuclear technology in agriculture. This includes using nuclear techniques to improve crop yields, manage pests, and ensure food safety, alongside its applications in medicine and energy. Nuclear technology can offer Burkina Faso a range of benefits, particularly in the area of soil and water management. For instance, nuclear techniques can help in assessing soil erosion, improving soil fertility, and managing water resources more effectively. These are critical areas for Burkina Faso, where the agricultural sector is highly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, including drought and desertification. Moreover, nuclear technology can be used to develop new crop varieties that are more resistant to pests and diseases, as well as more adaptable to the challenging climatic conditions in the Sahel region. This could lead to significant improvements in food security and agricultural productivity, helping Burkina Faso to not only feed its population, but also to potentially become an exporter of agricultural products.
military cooperation, technical military cooperation, but also cooperation in the field of the economy, in the field of nuclear energy. These are all questions. We will do our best to help you develop in all these spheres. I have already reminded the President of this. In the field of military cooperation, we will discuss the training format of your cadets and officers of different ranks, including of your pilots in our country.
In addition to its cooperation in nuclear technology, Russia has been actively involved in addressing food security issues in Burkina Faso. In early 2024, Russia shipped 25,000 tons of free grain to Burkina Faso as part of a larger humanitarian effort aimed at assisting several African nations facing food shortages. This initiative underscores Russia's commitment to strengthening its ties with Burkina Faso and supporting its agricultural needs. The shipment of grain is part of what has been termed grain diplomacy, a strategy by Russia to expand its influence in Africa by providing food aid to nations in need. For Burkina Faso, this assistance has been vital in alleviating food shortages that have been exacerbated by internal conflicts, poor harvests, and the global impact of climate change. Russia's involvement in Burkina Faso's food security is not just about providing immediate relief. It is also about laying the groundwork for long-term agricultural development. The grain shipments are accompanied by technical assistance in agricultural practices, including the introduction of Russian agricultural technologies that can help increase productivity and sustainability. This includes everything from modern farming equipment to advanced irrigation systems, all aimed at improving the efficiency and output of Burkina Faso's agricultural sector.
African nations have quite a lot of things to gain, but as I have stated previously in my write-up prior to this, the first thing on the list would be on issues relating to food insecurity. So I'm sure with the issues with the grain deal, food security and how to solve that grain deal will be top on the agenda.
Furthermore, Russia's support of agriculture is being framed within a larger context of economic cooperation that includes investments in infrastructure, energy, and education. The establishment of agricultural training centers, funded by Russian investments, is another key component of this cooperation. These centers aim to equip Burkinabe farmers with the skills and knowledge needed to adopt modern farming techniques, thereby enhancing their productivity and resilience. The burgeoning cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso cannot be fully understood without considering the broader strategic context in which it is unfolding. Since the military junta took power in September 2022, Burkina Faso has been actively seeking to diversify its international partnerships. This shift has been particularly evident in the country's distancing from traditional allies like France, with whom relations have soured over issues related to security and economic dependence. Under Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso has pivoted towards Russia, a move that reflects the junta's desire to assert greater independence on the global stage. This is part of a broader trend among several African nations that are increasingly looking to Russia and China as alternative partners, offering economic and military support without the political conditions often attached by Western powers. For Russia, the partnership with Burkina Faso is part of its broader strategy to expand its influence in Africa, particularly in the agricultural and energy sectors. As Western sanctions continue to bite, Russia has been seeking new markets and resources in Africa, and Burkina Faso's strategic location in the Sahel region makes it an attractive partner. The cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso is also being shaped by the geopolitical dynamics of the region. The Sahel has become a focal point of global strategic interest due to its security challenges, including the rise of jihadist insurgencies. By deepening its ties with Burkina Faso, Russia is not only gaining a foothold in a strategically important region, but is also positioning itself as a key player in the fight against insurgency in Africa.
And secondly, they would also want to get some security assurances from Russia in terms of a new security architecture going forward. So there are quite a lot of things they can gain, but they need to be able to speak with one voice. That is the only way they can gain anything from this summit.
The agricultural and nuclear cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso is complemented by significant developments in military cooperation. Since Captain Ibrahim Traoré took power, there has been a noticeable increase in defense engagement between the two countries. In November 2023, Burkina Faso's defense minister, Colonel Kassoum Coulibaly, visited Moscow to meet with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Shoigu. This meeting marked the practical phase of their defense cooperation, with discussions focused on military support, training, and the supply of arms. Russia has pledged to deploy more military instructors and personnel in Burkina Faso, with the size of the deployment expected to increase over time. Russian military instructors are not only providing training to Burkinabe armed forces on the ground, but are also facilitating the training of Burkinabe law enforcement agencies in Russia. This comprehensive training program is designed to enhance the capabilities of Burkina Faso's military and security forces, equipping them with the skills needed to combat the growing threat of insurgency in the Sahel region. In January 2024, a contingent of 100 Russian paramilitary fighters from the Africa Corps, formerly known as the Wagner Group, arrived in Ouagadougou. Their primary mission is to ensure the safety of President Traoré and the Burkinabe people from attacks.
So what is Putin offering? The Russian president has promised to supply African nations free weapons to enhance security on the continent. His country is already Africa's biggest arms dealer. He's also pledged cooperation on trade, science, and technology.
Apart from the military, where did the collaboration expand? Beyond the immediate military and agricultural benefits, the cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso is also fostering educational exchanges and public awareness initiatives. These initiatives are aimed at building a deeper understanding of nuclear technology and its applications, as well as promoting agricultural innovation. Educational exchanges have been a key component of the MOUs signed between the two countries. Burkinabe students and professionals are being offered opportunities to study in Russia, particularly in fields related to nuclear technology and agriculture. These programs are designed to equip the next generation of Burkinabe leaders with the knowledge and skills needed to drive the country's development. Public awareness campaigns are also being launched to educate the Burkinabe population about the benefits of nuclear technology in agriculture. These campaigns aim to dispel myths and misconceptions about nuclear technology, emphasizing its potential to improve food security and enhance agricultural productivity. The focus on education and public awareness reflects a broader understanding that sustainable development requires not just technical assistance, but also the empowerment of the local population. By investing in education and awareness, Russia and Burkina Faso are laying the foundation for a long-term partnership that goes beyond immediate economic or military gains. So, what future do the two nations have? The cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso, particularly in the areas of agriculture, nuclear technology, and military support, represents a significant shift in both countries' foreign policies. For Burkina Faso, the partnership with Russia offers an opportunity to assert greater independence on the global stage, diversify its international partnerships, and address critical challenges related to food security and internal security. For Russia, the alliance with Burkina Faso is part of its broader strategy to expand its influence in Africa, particularly in the face of Western sanctions. By deepening its ties with Burkina Faso, Russia is not only gaining access to new markets and resources, but is also positioning itself as a key player in the geopolitically significant Sahel region. This strategic alliance, however, is not without its challenges and complexities, which could have far-reaching implications for both countries and the broader international community. As Burkina Faso strengthens its ties with Russia, it faces the delicate task of balancing its new alliances with existing relationships, particularly with its African neighbors, and traditional Western partners. The pivot towards Russia, while offering numerous benefits in terms of military support and agricultural development, may also lead to tensions with countries that view Russia's growing influence in Africa with suspicion. France, in particular, has been a long-standing partner of Burkina Faso, both in terms of economic aid and military assistance. However, relations between the two countries have soured in recent years, particularly following the rise of the military junta. France's withdrawal of troops from the region and its criticism of the junta's governance have further strained this relationship, creating a vacuum that Russia has been quick to fill. This shift in alliances may also influence Burkina Faso's relationships with regional organizations such as the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) and the African Union (AU). Both organizations have expressed concerns about the growing influence of external powers in Africa, particularly in the context of military interventions. As Burkina Faso deepens its ties with Russia, it will need to navigate these regional dynamics carefully to avoid isolation and maintain its influence within these important African institutions. Now the question is, what will be the economic impact of the series of these two nations? The economic cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso, particularly in agriculture and nuclear technology, has the potential to bring about significant social and economic changes within Burkina Faso. However, the success of these initiatives will depend on how effectively they are implemented and whether they can be sustained over the long term. The introduction of nuclear technology in agriculture, for example, could lead to significant increases in agricultural productivity, helping to address food security issues and improve the livelihoods of farmers. However, this technology also requires substantial investment in infrastructure, education, and regulatory frameworks to ensure it is used safely and effectively. The success of these initiatives will depend on the ability of the Burkinabe government to manage these challenges and integrate the technology into the broader agricultural system. Moreover, the broader economic impacts of the partnership with Russia will depend on whether the benefits of cooperation are distributed equitably across Burkina Faso's population. While the military and certain sectors of the economy may benefit from increased Russian support, there is a risk that these benefits may not reach the broader population, particularly in rural areas where poverty and food insecurity are most acute. The social impacts of increased Russian influence in Burkina Faso should also not be underestimated. As the country becomes more closely aligned with Russia, there may be cultural and social shifts, particularly in terms of public perception and attitudes towards traditional Western partners. This could lead to changes in the country's social fabric and influence its political dynamics in ways that are difficult to predict. Do you think Africa and Russia's ties are better than Africa and Western ties? Why is the West trying to manipulate Africa to think badly about Russia? Let us know in the comments section. What do you think about Russia as Africa's partner? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.